All right, this here is an ALEKS question on standard deviation. They ask us to find the standard deviation for this list of numbers. And I'm just going to real quick show on both Excel sheets and Desmos how to do this. All right, so I've got my list of numbers already entered in Excel. I'm just going to enter them straight down. And then I'm going to compute the standard deviation. It's not very clear from this question whether this is a sample or if this is the full population. It doesn't tell us the source of this data. So I'm going to compute both of them, and we're going to check them out. We're going to see the sample and the population standard deviation, and they are different numbers. So let's write the sample and the population standard deviation. Okay. Now, ordinarily with 5 values, I might assume, well, it's got to be part of a sample because there's not a lot of populations that are only 5 values, but there could be some, and they just haven't told me. So I'm going to do standard deviation stdev, and then it comes up with the stdev.p, stdev.s. So we do stdev.s for standard deviation of a sample, and this works in Excel or Sheets, equals stdev.s. And then I highlight the group that I want to use, close my parentheses, and we'll do it again for equals stdev.p, highlight, and we can see that those values are significantly different. I'm just going to decrease the number of decimal places because I need to round to 2 places. So they're significantly different. One's 9.77, the other one's 8.74. I'm going to try both of these because they didn't tell me if this data is a sample or a population. It could be one or the other of these values. All right, now over to Desmos. I have my same values here listed in a list. A list starts with a square bracket, and then you have each value separated by a comma. And I'm going to give my list a name. I'm going to give it the name A. And if I go into functions, I can go into statistics and I can see my 2 standard deviation commands. The stdev is the one for the sample, and the stdev.p, or no dot, but the stdev.p is the one for the population. So the standard deviation of A and the standard deviation P of A, they should match the values that we saw from Excel, about 9.77 and about 8.74. So my first guess would be that this is a sample, and I would do 9.77. I'm going to check it, and it says no. So perhaps this was a population, and we're going to do the 8.74. They didn't tell me, so I don't know. And I try my populations, and it accepts it, and so I know that this must have been the population. I do think this question should have been more specific and listed it for me. Maybe I was supposed to assume that it was a population because they didn't tell me a sample, but to me that's not super clear. But it doesn't take me too long to just check both of them, and then we're good. All right, let me know if you have any questions about it. Thanks.